What's up, everybody? Welcome to the iProv vlog. I am Jordan Smith, VP of Sales and Marketing with iProv, and as always, I've got Patrick Laughlin, COO of iProv. What's up, Pat? How are you?
I'm great, Joe. How are you today?
I'm doing good. You know, I was watching Back to the Future the other day on Netflix, and you know what I realized? There's no setup for like how Marty McFly and Doc Brown met. They just met.
Yeah, they just knew each other somehow, right? Yeah, it's crazy.
Anyway, that was on the top of my mind. Doesn't have anything to do with anything. Today,
No, man. Hey, quarantine content. You got to have it right now, right? So
we wanted to talk about a topic today, which we just brought up in one of our staff meetings the other day, which is everybody fills sandbags. And I like this concept, but step through a little bit about kind of what that means, Pat.
Well, I wish that I was the one that came up with this quote, but I can't take credit for it. It comes from one of my favorite, sort of quotable leaders, General James Mattis. You are really familiar with one of my favorite quotes of his, PowerPoint makes us stupid. I'm a big believer in that. But this one came from a leadership article that somebody that actually served with him wrote, and the writer said that General Mattis was famous for saying that everyone fills sandbags in our unit, and basically the idea was, it says when the water's coming over the levees, rank has no privilege. Everybody needs to get their hands in there and working to solve this sort of major problem, which resonated with me, and I think it resonated with our team too, because I think it's a common problem in a lot of businesses is sort of employee overwhelm, especially in times like this where it feels like everything is really urgent, even though it's really not, and it's sort of incumbent on leaders to make sure that we're prioritizing things for our people, and when we see that the levees are about to break, that we hop in and we start filling sandbags too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no one's above any specific task, even if it's not on your job description. So I think that's super important. That as a leader, there's also some camaraderie that builds whenever all you guys are down there in the trenches working, digging the ditches, filling the sandbags, doing the day-to-day stuff. And we always talk on the importance between doing the work and directing the work, but the reality is sometimes you got to get in there and get your hands dirty still.
Yeah, I mean that's the way that you can sort of be the best help to the team. There are lots of leaders that sort of come in like a tornado and they say, do this, do this, do this, do this, and whether or not they know how to do the work isn't important to them. Yeah. But what they don't realize a lot of times, because they're not as connected as they should be, is that these people already have 20, 30, 40 things on their plate, and not to mention the things that are probably going on outside of work. And so when you come in like a tornado and you're not willing to pitch in, you're not building goodwill. You're not sort of putting anything in the bank when you need to make a withdrawal. But sometimes when they see you in there digging ditches with them, it's like making a deposit, and you can withdraw that at a later time when you really need to. Just making room for another round of golf is not a good reason to put something on somebody's plate, unless that round of golf is something that's going to move the business forward, obviously. So.
Well, I'll tell you what we've seen as kind of an indirect motion of that too for leaders out there and managers that are watching is, if they see you do it, there's no excuse for them to say, listen, that's not my job. I'm sorry. Good luck with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So kind of just through osmosis, them seeing you kind of, step down and help fill those sandbags, it'll just reinforce that culture, that thought process, that belief that, hey, in this organization, this is what happens. Whenever there's whenever there's an emergency, whenever there's a struggle that one or two people can't solve, we all hop in and make sure that we ensure that that levee doesn't break, because we're all down there on the front lines filling sandbags.
Well, I think it kind of goes back to sort of a core leadership philosophy of mine, which is I'm not going to ask anybody to do something that I'm not willing to do either. Certainly nothing unethical or immoral. But if I'm not willing to get in there and figure out how to learn to do something, I'm not going to ask somebody else to go do that. That's sort of a slippery slope, because you always want to make sure that you're hiring people that are smarter than you are or that know more than you do. That's how you leverage talent. But at the same time, if you're not willing to do the grunt work, you're not going to attract people to you that are willing to do the grunt work. So I think it's sort of important to always think about that, and not get lost in the privilege of leadership.
Absolutely. Well, a short one, but a good message. Everybody fills sandbags. Like, comment, subscribe, especially if we earned it. Let us know if you've got topics or people that you want to hear from or hear about. Or Pat and I are both voracious readers, podcast listeners. Kind of let us know what some of your favorite kind of leadership philosophies are, or books or podcasts. We're always looking to learn. So, Pat, thank you so much. Everybody fills sandbags. Until next time, peace, peeps.